Hey guys, welcome back. Where are our high functioning anxious people?
They're right here. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
I mean, yes. So we do have to function in a high anxiety provoking society. But how do we get by? How do we do it?
Exactly. And guys, we're not talking about the normal day-to-day anxiety. That's fine. But we're talking about if you're consistently if you're consistently anxious and all the things that you do, and no matter what, you can't shake it off. But to the outside, you seem pretty cool, calm and collected. She got it going on.
Yeah.
But internally, we're just
falling apart, barely making it.
Okay, all over. Well, I would say falling apart, but we're anxious about the idea of that everything could come clashing down, right? But before we even get into the functions or the symptoms of high functioning anxiety, go ahead and like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Okay, hit the bell for a notification. We do drop videos like this every week,
y'all.
Okay, so back to the high functioning. And I think that's probably why it's overlooked a lot, because we're still maintaining our day-to-day life.
Yes. So people who experience this on a day-to-day basis, because, we're talking about the disorder of it, not like regularly feeling okay and not okay.
Yeah.
It's almost as if you're balancing two contradictions in your life,
Yeah.
And as we go through the symptoms, you're going to see how that plays out. But that's also what's make us feel crazy inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because on the outside, we're like, let's get it together. Let's get this money, boom. But inside doesn't look like that so much.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and dive into some of the symptoms as far as what you may be experiencing when you do have high functioning anxiety disorder.
Okay, boom. And the first one is you're a high achiever, overthinker. Okay, so a lot of us can relate to that, right? We're just like, yeah, listen, I want this, I want that. I'm achieving all of these things. But while you're in the midst of achieving them, right, you're overthinking like it's nobody's business. Well, what if this doesn't work out? What if I do this and then this fall apart? Well, what if this team member doesn't do this or that? And you're thinking about all the likely worst case scenarios while you're achieving this great thing, to the point that you're not even being able to be present or enjoying the achievement. Like, bam, first you say you got first place in something, right? Well, throughout that process of you getting first place, you're just picking yourself apart and this and that. Well, that's a sign you have high functioning anxiety.
Yeah. Come on, guys. It's tough, but we have to be able to point the fingers at ourselves and notice when something is off, okay? So the next symptom is, you get feelings of self-confidence, where you know what you're capable of doing, and you know when you put your head to something, it will get achieved. But at the same time, you still doubt yourself. It's like, you can do it, but then you're like, oh, but can I really? And then you end up not doing it at all. So when it gets to something like this, and you normally have high dreams as well, it's like, all right, you think big and you do have the actions and smarts and everything to back it up. But you just kind of doubt yourself and you think of all the negative outcomes, and then you back down. You don't do it.
Ugh, boo, we don't want that for you. Okay, the third symptom or sign that could be you have high functioning anxiety is you're good under pressure. And that's funny because that's why I'm saying this society is creating high functioning people with anxiety, because that's always one of the first few things job recruiters, positions of employment always asking, can you work under pressure?
Okay.
And so we're like so used to that from even high school on. This is something that they're training you to do. I can work under pressure. I can work under pressure, and
fast.
And those who cannot, I think that's a good key term, because those who cannot work under pressure, right, they'll quit or whatever, and that's how you know you probably don't have high function anxiety.
Right.
But those of you who are still staying in that anxious place and are still meeting these goals, but you're feeling so anxious about it, that's definitely a reason you have high functioning anxiety. And to top it off of that, it's paired off with the procrastinating. You're a procrastinator. Like, those two put together is
disaster.
Okay,
you don't get anything done.
No, because listen, you're anxious, you're getting this done here, but then when it's time to, like, this is due, and you know it's due in like a month's time, and when do you wait to get it done? Maybe
last
minute, the weekend before, right? Well, because you've trained yourself to think, well, that's all right. I could put it off till last minute anyways because I work well under pressure. You've been programmed to think that way, to even function that way, because we don't want to work under pressure. We want to be able to take our time and ease into things, right?
Yeah.
So check that out.
And I guess another way to explain these scenarios, I mean, because a lot of them do sound similar, just we're explaining it in a different language, right? Yeah. We're normally very driven and ambitious people,
Yes.
People who are experiencing this high functioning anxiety. We have all these things we want to do, how we got a list, we're checking things off the list. But then at the end of it all, do you submit your work because you're so afraid of failure and embarrassment? Do you stop your creativity because in the middle of you, creating and being driven and doing things, you just kind of like start talking to yourself again in a negative tone, and you're saying negative things about the outcome. Oh, what if they never trust me with another project again because I've come up with this silly idea?
Yeah, come on. You've gotten that far, right?
Right. I mean, submit the work. You never know. It might be the best idea your company might have gotten in a while. You might have started a new trend.
Exactly. And you know what? That leads us to our last one, which is, and honestly, this is, you want a social life. And a lot of us can relate to that. Like,
yes.
Oh, Thursday, I want to go to there, Friday, this, Saturday. And you got plans lined up on that calendar, honey. That calendar is booked and busy. But when it's time for the events to come, now you have cold feet. You're just like, I don't know.
How long is it going to be again?
Who's going to be there? Like, I don't feel like going out. And it's just like, well, at that time, you're like, yeah, go. Let's do this. Now you're feeling an extreme opposite end. You're not even, it's not even like, oh, I still want to go, but this night it's like, no, I don't even want to go anymore.
I'm probably going to just cancel.
That is high functioning anxiety. You're anxious. You were great when you made the plan, but the following through part is where a lot of those people struggle because we're not following through. It's almost like we were explaining in the last step, right? Like that fear of, whether it could be fear of embarrassment, fear of failure, it's just the fear of following through in general, seeing it through to the end. You've got it.
Clock that anxiety.
And we don't want that for you.
No, we don't. And guys, honestly, yes, we're giving you some ideas of symptoms you may be experiencing, but we're not doctors, okay? So don't look at us as a guide to kind of diagnose yourself and be like, yeah, no, I've got this for sure.
Yeah.
And start, going on a rampage talking about you got this and that.
Yeah, listen.
Nina and Deb's videos.
Okay. Because listen, while we love explaining things to you, we are anti-label. Okay, we were bringing it to your awareness, but we don't want it to be your identity, is what I mean by anti-labeling.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And if you want an official, saying as far as what you got, or because we don't diagnose anybody, go to your doctor, see what they say. Do your own research like we always suggest, but go to your doctor. That's the number one thing when it comes to managing it if you think you've got high functioning anxiety.
Okay, another way you could, manage or help manage it is on top of specifically if you're going to your doctor, we also recommend therapy. But on top of that is just anything that we talked about in our prior videos. We talk about a lot of holistic natural remedies. And of course, we say go to your doctor first, right? But if you're not getting results or if you're open to other methods, there is, yoga. There is going for walks and being out in the sun.
Absolutely.
There is journaling, right?
Yes.
All of those are very helpful, holistic, natural remedies to help get your nervous system back in check.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So, let us know, guys. Do you know anybody, or are you personally experiencing symptoms of high functioning anxiety?
Yeah.
We all know what that looks like. All right. We look really good on the outside.
Okay.
We look real good. But then on the inside, you're sweating bullets.
Okay.
Right? I remember the one time, because it used to give me extreme anxiety when I had to do speeches in front of my classroom. And people would always tell me, Deb, you did so well in your
Mm-hmm.
presentations. And I'm over here thinking like, really?
Facts. Were you looking at the
It's
same
like
person?
your tone was very regulated. You didn't have any high pitches, low pitches. You knew exactly what you were talking about. And whole time I'm over here like, I know they can see me sweating. I know I sound stupid up here. Oh my gosh, when can I get off stage?
Yeah.
That's high functioning anxiety, y'all.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. For me, it's the overthinking. You know, constantly while you're being excellent, you're overthinking it throughout the whole process. We want to go with the flow, okay? Because all the effort you're putting into something, the anxiousness is also something that's pulling it away from what you want.
Very
so
true.
you want your body to be regulated to go for what you want. You know, in all its entirety.
Yeah.
So we didn't mention all of these symptoms, you know, for high functioning anxiety. It could look a lot different for you.
Absolutely.
But go ahead and let us know what it looks like for you then in the comments.
Absolutely. For those who've already been supporting us, thank you. You know, welcome back to another week, and you already know what to expect next week.
Okay.
And for our newcomers, welcome.
Welcome.
Tell us about the striking news that you've gotten from, you know, being part of our channel.
Okay.
And we appreciate your continued support.
Yeah, go ahead and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And like and subscribe if you have not done already, okay? We'll see y'all next week.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.